me a screw, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to Cypherfics. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the first part of, What If Issei, Rias enter Chainsawman. Special note, this fanfic is written and a masterpiece of Leonardo 18 anime on fanfiction.net. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. The world was still a fresh one, humans weren't around and the magical creatures and other beings were the ones that dominated existence. Of these creatures there was one race that stood above them all, the dragons. Of the dragons were two that dominated and were feared among all realms and even causing damage to God himself. Drake the Red Dragon Emperor and Albion the White Dragon Emperor. The two were the heavenly dragons with power that could destroy entire countries in a blink of an eye. Drake and Albion were rivals for centuries, battling each other until the day one of them died in combat. They destroyed many places during their fights, but in one certain day that would change. "This will be your end, Albion," said Drake. "Foolish Red, I shall end you and bring your head to Tiamat as a reward," said Albion. "No. Once I defeat you, I shall be as strong as Red One himself," said the Red Dragon. "You are still that weak little one that couldn't even make a fire." "I shall end your life today," said the White Dragon. The two dragons clashed with magical attacks and slashes all over their bodies. They had been doing this for centuries, they wouldn't stop until one of them was dead. At one point Albion pinned Drake into the ground. "This shall be your grave," said Albion, ready to attack. "No, as the Red Dragon Emperor I will not kneel to you," said Drake, pushing Albion to the other side. "Arg. Your words means nothing," said Albion, pissed. "As yours too," screamed Drake. "That's enough," screamed a booming voice coming from the sky. The two stopped their duel to see someone that couldn't be truly seen in any shape or form. It was God himself. "Oh, it's you again," said Drake, annoyed. "What do you want, old man?" asked Albion. "I had enough with you too. The chaos that you two have caused among the realms have reached its limit. If no warrior, angel, devil or creature will stop you two, I will," said God. "Oh really?" asked Albion with a smirk. "Last time we hurt you. What makes you think you can take on the both of us again?" asked Drake. "So did you bring your little army of flying men?" asked Albion. The deity just took a little laugh at that. "No, I didn't bring the angels with me," said him. "What? So what are you going to do?" asked Drake. "I created something. A tool so powerful that shall destroy even the like of you heavily, no creature dead or alive shall be able to survive this weapon," said God. "So you grown some ball and created something powerful?" "I like that," said Albion with a smirk. "It will be interesting to see what a weapon designed by God is like," said Drake, now interested. "You two have been warned," said God. "Hey Albion, the first one to take him down choose the next place to fight," said Drake. "Perfect," said Albion with a cocky attitude. "Do you two dragons really want to do this?" asked God, still warning the two. "We will end you at this moment. We shall become gods, and everyone will worship the strongest and most powerful. This is the end of your reign," screamed Albion. Drake and Albion soon charged towards the creator of the universe, with full killing instincts and their power at their peak. Sadly, that was the last time the two heavily were alive. The weapon worked and it would be known through the echoes of history of all the realms. Some say the last thing that the two dragons heard was the sound of chainsaw. Brum. The corpse of both dragons were laying around in the ground, both being dismembered to the point of mutilation. God soon grabbed two orbs, one being red and the other being white. "It's over, you two finally are gone from the living realm," said him. He then sent the two souls over towards heaven. "As the mighty one, I believe in second chances, so you two have some redemption to do," said him. The mighty one decided to make the two dragons into his project, the sacred gears, sending them to random hosts to see if they could be reformed and learn to fight for others instead of themselves. "It will be a chance in a million of you two regaining your true power, however I know if something happen my weapon shall be here to end you two again," said him looking at a orange chainsaw. God had creature a weapon that got so much fear that itself became alive and started to rampage in various realms. It even went to hell where even Lucifer himself was afraid. What God created was possibly one of the most deadliest thing, ever. Thousands of years later, a little boy named Issei was a typical child. He didn't know what to do in his life, he just liked to explore. Ever since his childhood friend Rin left, he mostly was all alone and he didn't know what to do. That's until an old man filled his head with one thing and that became his obsessions, bub. "Issei dear, what are you doing?" asked his mother. "Oh, I am just playing in the sea," said little Issei. The kid was in the park with his parents. They hoped that Issei needs some fresh air and that would make him stop drawing bub in a sheet of paper. That didn't work out, since Issei grabbed a lot of sand and made a castle in the shape of a BRST. "Oh Lord!" said his mother in shock. "Please Issei, don't do this!" screamed his father, going to the sand area and destroying that castle before someone sees it. Needless to say, having a kid who had an obsession with melons wasn't that good looking. His parents felt that they were never going to get a grandchild, but all Issei wanted to see more and more bub. "Melons are so fun," said him. Then he saw a woman with a large bosom, size, 92 centimeters, with business clothes walking nearby. "Iya, her boobies are bouncing all around," said little Issei, wanted to observe closely. Issei wanted to see the woman up closely, however she saw the little kid and apparently want in a good mod. "What are you doing, brat?" screamed her right at the kid. "Ah," said Issei, scared. "What a little creep like you doing? Looking at my melons. This is SXL HRSSMNT. No wonder there is a lot of SXL devils lately, is little shits like you that are causing all this," said the woman, now getting very close to Issei, and she was scaring him. "Please. I am not doing anything wrong," said Issei, scared. "I will teach you a good lesson to what happen when you try to peek on a woman," said the woman, ready to hit Issei. Before the woman could hit him, someone hold her hand. Issei couldn't see her face currently, but she had a soothing voice. "I wouldn't do it if I were you. Hitting a kid in public property is a real crime here," said the woman. Issei couldn't see the woman's face due to the sun in his eyes. He almost felt like an angel came down to rescue him. "Who the hell are you?" asked the businesswoman, pissed. "Isn't that your car being towed?" asked the other woman. The businesswoman turned around and saw that her car was indeed being towed and she had to run if she wanted to see what was happening. "Hey!" said her. Issei looked in shock and he cleans the tears in his eyes. He then saw the woman coming down near him, still the sun was hitting his eyes so he couldn't recognize her face. "Want a lollipop?" asked her, and that was making Issei scared. "My daddy say I shouldn't take candy from strangers," said Issei. "Then you have smart parents, I guess this lollipop is all mine," said her, putting the lollipop in her mouth. Then Issei heard some shouting and saw his parents rushing to see him. "Issei! What were you? We thought a devil, or a kidnapper could have snatched you," said his mom. "Sorry mommy," said Issei. "Miss, I am sorry if our son caused you any trouble or," said the father, but the woman stopped the talk. "It's okay, I saw a crazy woman trying to hit your son." I managed to stop it and I guess she will be paying a fortune for her car being towed over there, said the woman. Oh, I see, said the father. It was pleasure helping a young child, see ya, said the woman leaving. Wait. We never got your name, said Issei mom. I don't have time, I have to get back to work. Before I go, kid, said the woman. What? Asked the little kid. Be certain on what you pursue, said the woman. Issei had those words carved into his head. Until a few weeks all he could think was bub and nothing more. He wanted to do something with his life, but what big accomplishment could he do and have bub also being involved? 10 years later. August. Issei had grown into an average Japanese teenager. His pervert grew each year, from watching porn to seeing Tai as a work of art. He finally had an idea of what he wanted to pursue in his life. He wanted to have a HRM, not just a HRM, the HRM of all harems. He wanted to be known as the HRM king, at least that would be a great title to have in this messed up world that he lived in. The world was not an average one. Why? Because there were monsters all around that could either help people or kill them. Those were devils. Devils. Yes, devils. However, unlike the ones portrayed in the Bible, these devils were powered by fear. Bigger the fear, more powerful the devil, and this wasn't something that happened in just Japan, this was all over the world. The devils were a huge problem, either people kill them or make contracts with them in exchange for power or something else. It was a bit uncertain if a new devil arrives, he could either be a bringer of opportunities or the destroyer of all things. The government of each country has even created special squad, named the devil hunters, who hunt and take down the devils who bring harm to society. To this day how devils came to live among humans have been a mystery, and, if it was revealed I can't remember, but I don't recall SMN explaining how devils manage to live hell and go to the living world. At Hyudu residence. Issei was now a 17-year-old with a room full of hentai stuff and CC poster. Today was his first year as a second year in Kuo Academy, a place that was once all for girls but now it's co-ed. Issei thinks that the place is perfect for his HRM. Oh yeah. Time to start the year right. Girls, here I come, said Issei, putting his uniform. As he went downstairs he saw a nice breakfast all set for him, while his mom was still cooking and his dad reading journal. Hey mom, said Issei. Hi Issei, tell me, what was that noise I heard coming from your room yesterday? Asked her. Nothing. I was shouting at someone online, said Issei, all red and embarrassed. Please tell that you are not masturbating again. I thought we discussed this, said her. What? I told you too that I quit that habit, and if I am just going to do it is with girls, said Issei. What about that sock? Asked his dad. Dad. That was in the past. Think of the present, said Issei, embarrassed. As they eat breakfast Issei saw in the news some coverage about a certain attack. Apparently, a devil had been in the area of Hiroshima. Sir, was that the devil responsible all those deaths? Asked a reporter. Yes, he called himself the Wasp Devil. He made a contract with some farmers in the area to kill their rivals. That resulted in over 23 deaths. Luckily that threat is killed and those men are going to spend the rest of their life in prison, said the devil hunter. Issei and his parents were surprised to see that piece of news. Oh my. Another devil attack, dear, did we pay the devil hunter insurance? Asked the woman. I better check again, said him. Issei just had a shiver upon seeing the corpse of the wasp devil on TV. It was like a half-human half-wasp man, it was something out of a nightmare. However, he didn't have time for that, he had to go and head to school and see his buddies. I have to go now. See you two at night, said Issei. Please Issei, try to have a girlfriend very soon, said his mom. Yes, make sure the Hyudu name lives on, said his dad. Come on guys. Screamed Issei, embarrassed. As Issei went out of his house he walked through the neighborhood. Everyone seemed nice and not sort of trouble. At least no devil in here, thought him. He then saw a group of devil hunters coming by. All with their nice suits and weapons. Do they buy these suits or do they come with the job? Asked Issei confused. At Koho Academy. The school was one of the most acclaimed education places in all of Japan. A lot of people who graduated from this school went on to have great career, however there are some that weren't really thinking of their future. Oh yes. Seeing new pair of legs and BRST is truly a gift from heaven. Said Issei seeing the new female students arriving. Issei my man. Said a shaved-headed teen. Glad to see that your observation are still on point. Said a blonde with glasses. Those were Issei only friends. Matsuda, Motohama. My dudes. How it's been? Asked Issei with a smirk. Oh the usual. Seeing girls changing, taking pictures, nothing new, said Matsuda. Yes, I saw a great selection of lingerie coming soon. There will be a lot of high schoolers ready to start changing, said Motohama. Great. I can't wait to see that, said Issei excited. Not only that but we have some steaming news, said Matsuda with a smirk. What is it? Asked Issei. The kendo is changing right now, said Matsuda with a smirk. Really? Asked Issei. Yes, from what I heard they have girls that range from 80 to 91 in there, said Motohama with a smirk. Issei soon grown a smirk in his face and soon was all excited. Let's go there gentlemen. Scream him. Near the kendo club. Issei, Matsuda and Motohama were all staring at a little window so they could see the girls changing. They could see some of them with their bras and panties while there's some barely naked. Oh man. Look at that one, perfect ones, said Issei. Yes, I could just use them as pillows, said Matsuda. I think there are only 2 who put implants in here. I am still trying to find them, said Motohama. The pervert trio kept staring at that window, making sure that they weren't getting caught, however that mission failed. Those idiots again? Asked a voice nearby. Yes, said another one. As the pervert trio kept watching a bunch of kendo girls appeared right behind them. It's them. Screamed one of the girls named Marayama. They never learn. Said Kates. OCRP. The second unit. Scream Issei. Let's get them girls, said the 2 to the rest of the team. Yeah. Screamed the team. Ah. Screamed the trio running off. Issei and his 2 pals were running like madmen. The whole school knew those disgusting perverts and they all tried to avoid getting near them. We need to have a distraction, said Issei. Yes, great idea, said Matsuda. We could throw something at them to gain some time, said Motohama. So any ideas? Ached Issei. The 2 other perverts all looked at each other and gnawed at something. Sorry Issei, said Matsuda. Huh? Asked Issei confused and the 2 tossed Issei towards the mob of angry girls. Bump. What? Said Issei pissed as the girls now hold him. We will visit you at the hospital. Said Matsuda. Sorry. Said Motohama. Guys. Screamed Issei in tears, seeing his only friends tossing him to the angry mob. The kendo club now looked at Issei like he was a prey, he felt he was about to get a beating of a lifetime. Well we got one at least, said one of the girls. Shall we torture him? Asked another one. No. Said Marayama much to the confusion of many. Asked most of the team. Let's go to the principal, this idiot no matters how much he gets beaten he will always return. Maybe another form of punishment would be better, said Marayama. The principal is sick, said another girl. But the vice principal is here, said Kates. Really? Great, she is even better, said Maruyama. She. A woman is the vice principal here. Thogad Issei. Let's go. Said Kates dragging Issei. The girls saw their two best players drag Issei to the vice principal office, all the while Issei had only a few thoughts in his head. Well, she must be an old granny or someone who barely cares. I will be out of trouble in no time, thought Issei with a smirk. At the vice principal office. Issei soon was inside the vice principal office, which was nice and even had candy jar in the main desk. Vice principal, we caught this boy peeking into our dressing room. He made several girls uncomfortable and some are even crying, said Maruyama. Oh really, a pervert spying on our champion girls? That's horrible, said a calm and relaxed voice. Issei looked in shock to see that the vice principal was a young woman, around mid-20s with red hair, a nice uniform and weird yellow eyes. For some reason Issei felt a little odd upon seeing her. Huh? Asked Issei confused. I was about to have a nice tea, so I guess I shall have a chat with you young man, said the woman. Why does she look familiar? Asked Issei. At the vice principal office. Issei felt like he saw this woman before in his life, but his memories was a blur. Also, he was super nervous that he could get into serious trouble. Issei Hayadu, are you here because you got caught? Asked the woman. Oh no. I mean, I was. Said Issei trying to come up with an excuse, but nothing. Miss Makima, you have to do something with him. Said Maruyama. Yes, he has been spying us since the first year. He is really becoming an issue for us, said Kates. The woman, whose name was Makima, just looked at Issei with a smirk. She was planning something. Someone spying on our state champion changing. This isn't something you would like to be know about it, do you Issei? Asked Makima. No. I mean, why would I spy on these lovely girls? Asked Issei, making the two kendo girls pissed. Miss Makima, don't believe him. This is a complete lie said Maruyama, ready to give Issei hell, but Makima stopped her talking. A moment please, said Makima. Soon the door of her office opened. It was Sauna Citri and Tsubaki Shinra, the president and vice president of the student council from Kuo Academy. The two girls were grabbing Matsuda and Motohama by the collars. Miss Makima, we found the other two, said Sauna, all serious. They tried to hide on the girls' locker. It took us 2 minutes to catch them, said Tsubaki, all cold. Issei saw his supposed friends and just stare at them with hatred. You too? Said Issei, pissed. Hi Issei. Said the two perverts, nervous. Makima saw that and felt it was the right time to bring some punishment. Thank you Sauna and Tsubaki. Please all you except the three gentlemen go back to class, I need to give them some DSPLN, said Makima. Yes, Vice Principal, said the Kendo duo. Vice Principal Makima, do you wish me to be around or? Asked Sauna, but Makima stopped her speech. No Sona, you have class and other duties to attend. Leave this to me, said Makima. Understood, said Sauna. Makima saw all the girls leaving room, which made her be alone with the pervert trio. She saw them on their knees, while she smiled at them like a predator. Issei, Matsuda, and Motohama. You three are known as the pervert trio of Kuo Academy, do you know that? Asked Makima. Well, it's because we had a tendency to comment on adult content, when we were in middle school, said Matsuda with a huge lie. Yes, we aren't the same perverts as we were in middle school. Those bad days still haunts us, said Motohama. Correct. We are totally innocent, said Issei. The vice principal looked a bit surprised, like she was buying this. Oh, so it's a bad reputation, I didn't know that, said Makima. Phew, thought the three. If I didn't read your files, you three have been spotting reading Tai and watching porn on the school computer. Besides, some of these allegations are from a few days ago, said Makima. The three idiots look at Makima in fear. She knew it and she was going to have fun with that. Boys, I know that in teenage years your hormones go all over the place. You all want to have a girlfriend and get NTMT with her. It's normal for boys to read porn, however there should be a balance of that in your social life at school, said Makima. But Miss Makima, we can't help it. In fact, this is our first time being sent to an office. Usually we get beaten or sent to Miss Citri office. Where were you last year? Asked Motohama. I was working more in my other job. Yeah, I have 2 jobs. I have to pay for my apartment no matter what, said Makima. To be honest, I don't even know who the principal of this school, said Issei. Yes, we almost thought President Sauna ruled the whole place, said Matsuda. Well, Sauna is a great student council president, she is not the one calling the shots. There are a ton of bureaucratic work that goes in here to make sure that this school has the best treatment. The education of the next generation is one of the most important things for us Japanese. I thought you 3 knew about that, said Makima. The 3 just looked down a bit in shame. The 3 didn't have the best grades and their reputation was even spreading outside of the school. You 3 have potential, but I see you all decided to toss that aside in favor of watching porn. What a sad tale, said Makima. It's not true. We can turn out something great, if people have given us a chance, said Issei. Tell me Issei, are you fantasying about me without this uniform? Just imagining me with just my BR and panties or just barely naked? Asked Makima with a smirk while she played with the buttons of her shirts. She knew what she was doing to Issei. Said Issei sweating a lot, he was indeed thinking of that. The woman just had a little laugh as lay back on her hair. I guess I had my answer, said Makima with a smile. We are innocent, we might like porn, but we don't do anything horrible, said Matsuda as the other 2 agreed. Oh really, then tell me how do you know the way in towards the girls' bathroom? After all, isn't the time for practice 10 minutes before school starts? Asked Makima looking at the clock, making Matsuda shake. Said him nervous. Also. 81-70-82, 78-66-81. Does these numbers remind you all of something? Asked Makima. The boys were now shaking, those were Motohama notes on the girls' sizes. But how did Makima found out about that? How does she knows? Thought Issei in fear. Now boys, I understand that this could be seen as just a little fun pastime for you 3. However, there are people who don't find peeping girls any fun. In fact, in some areas this could be seen as an attempt of RPE, said Makima all cold. RPE? Said the trio. Tell boys, what would happen if a principal or a staff member with moral would do with boys that have been harassing girls for more than a year, talking about their melons, peeping on them and etc. Asked Makima to the trio that felt they were on a jury. They would be expelled. Asked Issei. Correct. An expulsion from school not only is bad for a job application, but the reason of why you were expelled is also brought up. Kicked out because of SXLHRSSMNT. Tell me, what kind job would employ boys that not only were rejected by the educational board, but committed this heinous crime inside of their doors? Asked Makima all cold. The trio could see where she was going. If they were kicked out of Kuo their lives were over. No job, no life, nothing, they might as well be losers for the rest of their lives. Of course, they started to beg and cry. Please. Forgive us. Scream Issei. We are sorry Vice Principal, said Matsuda. We promise to never bother those girls again. Said Motohama. Makima just saw those 3 begging and that made her have a little smile on her face. Oh boys, why haven't you all asked? Sure, you all can have a second chance, said Makima with a smile. She waited for them to beg to tell them that. She is enjoying this. What a beach. Thought Issei pissed. What are you thinking Issei? Asked Makima looking at him with her yellow eyes. I am thinking, wow, a second chance. Miss Makima is an angel, said Issei with a smile. Makima took some papers out of her drawer and started to write on them. Now, I will give you some fair punishment. Nothing serious that will be on your records, but it will said that you all caused some ruckus. Don't worry, this will not cause any damage in finding a job. Remember, I am giving you a chance, said Makima. Yes, Miss Makima, said the trio. Matsuda and Motohama, you two are going to clean the gymnasium every day for a month. Especially after the basketball team is done practicing, so you two are going to be busy, said Makima. What? Screamed the two. Issei, I want 1,000 essay on theme of peeping is wrong. I want due by next week, no excuses, said her. Sure, Miss Makima, said Issei, surprised that he got a lighter punishment. Why did he got just an essay, but we get to clean the gymnasium? Asked Matsuda. Do you two want me to push your punishment? Like you did to Issei? Asked Makima, much to the Issei shock, so she heard that he was betrayed. No, said the two. If you skip on your task, I will have someone report to me and then, we will talk about the future of you two. Understood? Asked Makima. Yes, Miss Makima, said the two perverts. You all dismissed. However, Issei, stay here for a minute please. I would like to have a talk with you, said her. Issei was confused on why Miss Makima wanted to speak with him. Matsuda and Motohama went out as Issei stood in the office. Yes, Miss Makima? Asked Issei, nervous. Admit it, you scared of me, said Makima with a smile. Issei was now shocked. How did she know about that? You are wondering how did I know about you three sneaking into the girls' changing room, the size charts or them pushing you, said Makima. Yes, how can you know all about that even if we don't see you around much? Asked Issei. Because this is my school. Principal Ishibumi is gone for now, so I intend to make sure this prestigious academy is on the top. I want to make sure that the students are getting along and working as strong as they can for when they become adults. High school isn't forever, Issei, but shape us into who we are. Unlike those two, I see potential in you, don't waste it, said Makima all cold. Understood, said Issei a bit nervous. He had potential, for what? Go, you have classes now, said her. Yes, Miss Makima, said Issei, leaving. Makima just poured herself another cup of tea, she then started drawing on her notebook. Something she does in her free time, her drawing this time a little chibi dragon. And it begins, said Makima with a smile as she drinks her tea. With Issei. The teens saw Matsuda and Motohama going to class, and they decided to walk together. Hi guys, Miss Makima just told me to stay out of trouble. So, what's up with that? Asked Issei, trying to change the mood. What a beach, said Matsuda. Yes, I hope she gets into an accident, said Motohama. Quiet down. She has ears all over the school, one slip and we are out, said Issei. Sorry man, but it's unfair that we get to do LBR work while you just get to write an essay, said Matsuda. Well, you two pushed me. I was going to get a beating until they changed their mind, said Issei. You on her side, said Motohama. I want to graduate and get a job, said Issei. The trio went to class as they argue about Makima. Meanwhile, a beauty of red hair looked at the trio, especially at Issei. Later, after class, the pervert trio wanted to go home, watch some porn and forget about Makima and her creepy ways. We should blackmail her. I say we found where she lives and take pictures of her naked, said Matsuda. Yes, that will teach her, said Motohama. You idiots. This way we will end it up in jail. If you two do it I am not bawling you guys out, said Issei. Hey, I got an idea, said Matsuda. What is it, said Issei. Let's make a devil contract. This way she won't stand a chance, said Matusa. Issei heard that and was in shock that Matsuda was thinking of that. Making a devil contract was beyond insanity. Motohama tell him that this is crazy, said Issei. Yes, this is insane. Besides, what kind devil will be around these areas? We have devil hunters all over the place, said Motohama. I heard from sources that the elephant devil lives in the woods from the school, said Matsuda. The elephant devil? Asked Issei. Yes, he can do something to help us get revenge. I don't know, scare her or mess up her car. This would be hilarious, said Matsuda with a grin. Issei would be all forward towards a plan of revenge, but Miss Makima seemed like the type of person that knew what everyone might be doing, so he decided to shut this SHT off. Dude, haven't you seen the news like ever? Making devil contracts is like cutting your life. We might as well just give ourselves covered in soy sauce for him to eat us, said Issei. I know it sounds risky, but trust me, he is not a big devil that would mess up us, said Matsuda. I think the news would disagree with you guys, said Issei. Issei, please. You have the title of most pervert of Kuo, and you hold that with honor. What happened to you? Are you chicken out or are you becoming interested in guys now? Asked Motohama, now messing up with Issei. You know what, guys? I am going home, I had enough of this CRP for today, said Issei. Yeah, we can make the deal without you, said Matsuda. What did you guys said? Asked Issei. Nothing, said Matsuda, turning away. Issei decided to walk towards the park, this way he could forget about this bad day. However, people would start to mess with him the next day about the events. In the park, Issei looked at the lake and wondered if he had a good life. He came to the conclusion to a no. He had a nice home and parents, but he didn't have a girlfriends. All the girls of the school hated him. He was now being watched by the vice principal, and if he messed up he was out of a job and his only friends tossed him out. First, they ditched me and now they want to make a deal with a devil. Why do I hang out with them again? Oh yeah, they are the only ones that can stand me, said Issei, pissed. He wanted to see things differently, but he still wanted to touch and see as many bub as he could. He wishes that he could balance the potential that Miss Makima told that he has with his pervert side. Man, what should I do? Should I stay with no pawn until I graduate, or I get expelled? Please God, give me something to help me out, said Issei, hoping for a salvation. As if someone was listening to him, someone appeared out of the blue. Excuse me, are you okay? Asked a girl. Issei turned around to see a girl with the Kuo uniform. She had a cute look, black hair and big BRST. Are you crying? Asked the girl. Oh no. Me crying? Never, said Issei, trying to pass as cool. Well, I am glad that you okay, said the girl. Who are you? Asked Issei. My name is Yuma Amano, are you Issei Hayadu? Yes. Said him, all excited. Issei felt his prayers were answered, a cute girl talking to him. At Makima office. Makima was looking at some files and organized them in the correct order. Soon someone knocked on her door. Knock knock. She put the files on her drawn and then answered it. Come in, said Makima. It was Rias Gremory, president of the Occult Research Club, greatest beauty of the school and a pure BLD devil. Miss Makima, I want to discuss something you, said Rias. Oh Rias, I am always available for the likes of you. Please, have a seat. I will pour you some tea, said Makima. Thanks, said Rias. Makima put a cup of hot tea in front of Rias. The girl tasted and felt like she was in heaven. Your tea are unlike anything I have ever tasted. What do you put in here to make it so good? Asked her. Family secret. So what this is about? Asked Makima. I want to talk about that boy Issei Hayadu, said Rias. Makima smiled as she took a sip of her tea. You want to recruit him into your peerage? Asked Makima. Correct, said Rias. He has a bit of a notorious reputation. How do you plan to have him around? Asked Makima. I intended to reform him. If he likes melons so much I can tease him as much as I want, said Rias with a smile. Are you sure that you want him? Did you sense the sacred gear? Asked Makima. Yes, I could sense. Did you feel too, Miss Makima? Asked Rias. Makima finished her tea and answered Rias. I could sense too. It's a powerful one, no doubt it's a Longinus's one, said her. Do you think he knows about it? Asked Rias. I believe he has no idea. It will take time for him to achieve balance breaker, but with the right motivation he will get there, said Makima. Well, that's settled. I will notify Sona about this, said Rias. You girls are on fire over these last few days. First Sona got that Saji boy and now you are getting another member too, said Makima with a smile. With Big Brother busy I need to start increasing my numbers. I still have a knight, a rook and all of my pawns. I need to see who I can get to form a strong peerage, said Rias. I can see that, as Lucifer you Big Brother should be busy for most of the time. A shame not being able to see his little sister grew stronger, said Makima. It's okay, we keep in good touch, said Rias. The relationship of Makima with Search Lucifer was a bit complicated, but it would be explained at another time. You should tell him first about the drawbacks about being turned into a devil. I am taking about the immortality, said Makima. I see, I know he has family members alive, but I hope he can understand that, said Rias. Unlike your other members I can say Issei wasn't messed up during his childhood. Well, he has been being obsessive about BRST since he was a kid, if that makes you feel better, said Makima with a smile. Rias only laughed at that. Issei might be fun to have around. Don't worry, if he steps out I will spank him strong, said Rias. Issei has potential, he just need the right motivation. I believe that you should be his inspiration, said Makima with a smile. Rias felt a sense of happiness going over her. She wanted to have a strong peerage as her big brother and Issei might be the ideal one to help out. I will do it. I will send a flyer to him tomorrow, said Rias. Makima just smiled at that, it was like seeing a kid being all happy to buy a new toy. I wish you the best Red Princess of Destruction, said Makima. Thank you Miss Makima, as always you re of great help, said Rias. I am here for all my students, even the non-human ones, said Makima. Makima then received a message from her pager and saw what was going on. A devil event on the edge of town, in the poor side where none dare to go. I gotta go, said Makima getting out of her chair and putting her blazer. What happened? Asked Rias. Devil attack, a lot of people turned, said Makima getting ready. Do you want my help? I can go and get a Kino and Kiba if you want, said Rias. Rias, a VIP person like you doesn't deserve to fight these low-ranking monster. We have people paying taxes for devil hunters like us, you should continue to fight strays and other creatures. If it's more than we can handle, then we will let you know. Said Makima. Okay, but Kuo is the city that I swear to protect it. I don't like the sight of a devil messing up the town, said Rias. It's all the way down. You wouldn't know what happened there, thankfully I got my men around every area, said Makima. Which is devil it is? Asked Rias. Is the zombie devil. Don't worry, I think we can handle this, said Makima. Be careful, said Rias. Don't worry, I have a good backup. Please, lock my door when you leave, said Makima. Yes Miss Makima, said Rias. Makima left the school, she had her job as high-ranking devil hunter. She was at the point of making teams, and she had plans for this future team. Meanwhile, I got a date. She is a hottie. And her titties are huge. Said Issei jumping all happy while going home. At the mall district. Issei put on the best clothes that his mom separated for him. He wanted to look good for the girl he was meeting, Yuma Amano. She was a student from his school even though he has never seen her before, but who cares for that? He got a date with a hot chick. Okay, I got everything here. Just wait now, thought him. The teen looked at the clock and it was 5 minutes after their agreed time. He was starting to think that maybe he was played like a fool. Man, what if she's playing a prank on me? I guess this a possibility, thought him. Oh Issei, you here too, said the calm voice of Makima making Issei jump. Ah. Miss Makima, said Issei nervous. The teen turned to see his vice principal in a different attire. She had a nice white feminine shirt, jeans, and her hair was still done in that ponytail style, for some reason that made her look like a great beauty. Whoa! Thought Issei. Is something wrong? Asked her with a smile. No, I just didn't expect it to see you here, said Issei. Oh. Issei, vice principal also come to the shopping district. Don't worry, I am gonna scare you here, said Makima with a smile. Mrs. Makima, are you here on a date? Asked Issei. What? No, I've just finished my movie and I decided to buy some stuff, said her. No date or friend to accompany you? Asked him. Well, I don't have time and most of my friends are busy. I am not going to miss a chance to see Mirrors, I heard is a really unique horror movie, said Makima. The teen was a bit confused at that, but he didn't expect to hear that from his vice principal. Does she like movies that much? Thought him. Issei, said her. Asked him. I need your opinion on a fact, said Makima. What is it? Asked him. Are these magazine, of your likes? Asked Makima, giving him a paper bag. Issei opened the paper bag and felt he was about to have a heart attack. Thought him in shock. They were porno magazines, the good quality kind with respectable girls and nice BRST. However, having to discuss this with your vice principal really made Issei sweat like crazy. He thought this might be another test. So Issei, tell me, are these magazines good for people like you? You know, people who like melons? Asked Makima with a smirk. Said him all sweaty and nervous. I guess this is a yes, thank you, said Makima taking the paper bag back. The teen cleaned the sweat from his forehead and decided to ask her what was that. Mrs. Makima, what is this? Is this a test or something? Are you trying to make me confess more? Asked Issei. I am not doing that, I have no power when you read outside of the school. You could have been reading this that I wouldn't mind, as long it's not on school grounds you okay to read whatever you like, said Makima. Oh, so why were you asking me that? Asked Issei. I am hosting a boy for a few days, he is, kind like you Issei, said her. Like me? Asked Issei. Maybe you two should meet someday. Well, I need to go. I don't want to bore you anymore, enjoy your weekend and I want that essay by next week. Enjoy your date, said Makima leaving. Wait. How did you knew I had a date? Asked Issei. The news spread around fast in your school, have fun Issei, said Makima with a smile. The teen saw his vice principal leaving, he didn't know how she knew that. He just told Matsuda and Motohama and that was it. How come she knows everything? Thought him. Issei. Said Yuma. The teen turned around to see Yuma, wearing a lovely and cute dress. Oh hi. You on time, said Issei. The two soon had a nice chat and started out their date. With Makima. The woman was crossing the mall district, looking at Issei and Yuma going off to their date. She just smiled at that. Well, enjoy Issei, said Makima. Excuse miss, would you like a flyer? Asked a woman dressed in a CC bat costume. The red-haired woman just saw that and smiled. No thank you. I already have one at home, said her. Understood, said the flyer girl. Makima just crossed the street looking at her items, she wonders if Denji would like the magazines she bought. At the date. Issei and Yuma were on a record store, listening to music and seeing old vinyl collections. "Oh, I heard this one is really good," said Yuma holding a Bee Gees vinyl. "Really, let me hear it," said Issei. Before she could put it to Issei to listen, she saw something outside of the store, and by the looks it was terrifying. "Look," said her. Asked him. The teen wasn't the only one looking in shock. There was a bunch of people observing a fight near the mall district. It was a bunch of people in suits fighting a giant snail-like creature who had skulls instead of a strong shell. "It's the snail devil. Bring as much salt as you can. Scream a devil hunter. Stand back. This is being handled. Scream another devil hunter." The public stood back as they let the devil hunters do their jobs. They were the reason why there was a little increase of taxes, but at least they saw them fighting that thing. "Man, talk about a disgusting devil," said Issei. "I don't like devils," said Yuma. "Really?" asked Issei. "Yes, they are monsters who feed of people both literally and figuratively. I know a lot of people who had their loved ones killed by these things. It's a matter of time before one of them start killing all of us," said her a little paranoid. "Oh well, don't worry, if a devil appear I will do everything to save you," said Issei. "Oh really, if you see a devil you will protect me?" said Yuma. "Yes. I will protect you," said Issei, acting all tough, but it was falling. "Oh Issei. You re too good for me," said her, hugging Issei. Yuma hug made her brst touch Issei's arm, which made the pervert teen feel in heaven and forget about all the troubles around him. With Makima. The woman arrived at her office, where her new employee Denji was sleeping on her sofa. He had eaten a bunch of burgers for lunch and she promised him a real house very soon. "Denji," said Makima arrived. "Oh Mrs. Makima, you re back," said Denji a little nervous. Denji was the boy she found on the day her people informed that the zombie devil was in the area. Apparently Denji made a contract with some type of chainsaw devil that allowed him to hack and slack all the zombies. Not wanting to waste a good source of power, Makima made a deal with Denji and now he was literally her dog. "I bought you some goodies from the shopping district," said her. Denji opened the paper bag, only to see all those porno mags. "Ah," said him. "I know you like melons, Denji. I've dealt with a lot of teenagers like you." "It's only normal," said Makima. "I don't know what to say," said him. "Think as a little gift, from now on you've been getting food every day, but presents like this you need to work strong to earn it," said her. Denji just looked at that with a little tear in his eyes. His dream to touch some good melons could actually happen in a few days. However, from now he had good pictures to see it. "These are the expensive magazines," said Denji, seeing the price. "I mean, if you want to look at melons you've to see them in good quality," said Makima. "I was too poor to even get a magazine, the best thing I got was the ones in the garbage." "But thanks, I really appreciate," said Denji, smiling. Makima then looked at him now with a cold smile. She looked terrifying as Denji looked the magazine. "You better start proving your worth," said her. Asked Denji. "You will start working in a few days, you will meet your partner and you two will be sent to missions together. However, if you fail your objectives or refuse to cooperate well, you know," said Makima with a smile, making Denji look a bit nervous, but he was eager to assist. "Yes sir. I mean Miss Makima. Scream him." "Good boy," said her. Makima then looked at her watch. She saw it was almost time for something special. She decided to leave. "I will buy something for you to eat, be a nice dog and wait here," said her. "Sure," said Denji as he started looking at the magazines. The woman just smiled as she closes the door. Tomorrow she will call Aki and inform that he will get a new roommate. However, right now she wanted to see one thing. With Issei. The date was incredible. Issei felt he could become a different man with Yuma in his life. She was going to ask him something and he felt he was going to get his first embrace. Instead she said, Would you die for me? Asked her. Asked him as he was stabbed. Swing. The teen was pierced right through the stomach, by a saber of light that appeared on the girl's hand. Oh, finally, I got you. Don't worry, dear, the date was wonderful, but I wanted this, said Yuma, now sporting black wings and a BDSM suit. Are you a devil? Asked Issei as he was starting to die. What? Don't compare me to those nasty creatures. Scream her. Why are you doing this? Asked Issei. Because you've possessed this, and this is all I wanted, said her with a smirk. Oh God, said Issei in intense pain. God is the reason for your death, now enjoy. Goodbye, Issei, said Yuma, flying away. As Issei see his date flying away like a bird, he felt that this was the end. Is this how it ends? No girlfriend, no life, nothing. I am this useless, thought him. He then closed his eyes, just waiting to rest as he dies. However, he heard a feminine voice as he was getting weak. Don't worry, your life is about to start, said the voice. Issei tried to get a glimpse of who said that. All that could see was a pair of yellow eyes with red circles in the middle. After that it was all darkness to him. At the Hyadu residence, Issei felt like he was having a nightmare. The girl he was having a nice date turned out to have crow-like wings and stabbed him with a light spear. The only thing he remembered were some yellow round yes, before entering darkness. While he thought this was the end, something waked him up. Wake up, Mstr, wake up, said his alarm. Issei waked up in shock in his bed. He even saw his chst was fine. Asked him. He looked around to see if there was something off, something bleeding or else, but nothing. Maybe this was all a dream, but it felt too real. What is going on? Thought him. He looked at his calendar and saw that it was the following day after his date. He didn't know what was happening. Was that real or not? Thought him. The teen then put his uniform and went downstairs to check with his parents. He saw his parents at the dining room, watching TV and eating breakfast. The two were seeing the news again, apparently about the fight against the snail devil. We are here with the public safety devil hunters. Apparently it took 4 people to take down the snail devil. Our sources says that it took a lot of salt and strong work to down the ramping devil at the, said the newscaster. As Issei kept walking down, he greeted his parents. Mom, Dad, good morning, said him. Oh, Issei, good morning, said his mother. Hey, do you guys what happened yesterday? You know, with the date? Asked Issei. Date? What are you talking about, son? Asked his father. The teen looked at his parents confused. He had a date yesterday with Yuma. My date with that girl Yuma, we looked at the right clothes and everything. You all helped me, said Issei. Issei, you've been watching too much porn that you making up fake girlfriend. This is getting too problematic, said his mom. Son, is reasons like that we fear the Hyadu name will never pass, said his father. No. I am telling the truth. I went on a date yesterday, said Issei. It's okay to lie to feel better, sweetie, lots of people do that, said his mom. The teen just sat at his chair in confusion. His parents didn't remember that he had a date yesterday, even though his mother helped him look for clothes. What is going on? Thought at him. At school. Issei spent the entire way towards school thinking of what happened. Then he meet up with Matsuda and Motohama and asked them about Yuma. Both of them looked confused as well. What? You never heard of her? Asked Issei. Yes, we never heard of your fake girlfriend, said Matsuda. You buying a blow doll, Issei? Asked Motohama. No. She was real. She was hot and we went out, said him. Yeah, right, like any girl would have the courage to go with you, said Matsuda with a smirk. The teen went outside of class to get some fresh air. He felt like he was going insane. Why was nobody in school believing him? What is going on? Why is everyone acting weird? Did I never went on a date or something? What happened yesterday? Thougad Issei. Issei, what are you doing? Asked a calm voice that made Issei jump in fear. Vice Principal Makima. Said him in horror. The woman was wearing her regular school attire, formal clothes and a tie. She looked a little bit intrigued of what was going on with Issei. You look pale, didn't sleep last night? Asked her. I am sorry, I am having a really bad day, said him. We all have that, you better go back to your classroom, classes are about to start, said Makima going away. Issei didn't know why he was doing this, but he felt asking Miss Makima as a last option, but she was in the shopping district yesterday. Oh, Miss Makima, remembered yesterday? Asked him. Yes, you were in the shopping district to go on a date, said Makima, making Issei smile. Yes. So that did happen. I wasn't going insane, said Issei. However, the girl you went isn't a student from this school, said her. What? Asked Issei confused. She was never a student of Kuo. I looked at the files and there is no recollection of a girl called Yuma, said Makima. What? So I was scammed yesterday. But she didn't took my money or whatever. What is going on? Asked Issei confused. Issei, you better listen to this advice, said Makima as she goes closer to Issei. The woman was now very very close to him, a little more and she would be kissing him. What? Said him in horror. Life gives you gifts every day, so take them and use at your will, said her. She then left, leaving a confused Issei behind. What is going on? Thought him. The teen went class, but he barely paid any attention at whatever was being said. Later. Issei was going home, but there was something different this night, he could see everything a lot better. The streets felt way more bright at night than during the day, he could also hear a lot better too. Why is this happening? Thougad him. He figured out he was going crazy, that's when he saw some crow feathers in the ground. What? Asked Issei confused. He got PTSD vision because that reminded him of Yuma attacking him, and before he could do something someone appeared from behind. Asked Issei. I got you. Said a tall man. Soon a tall man with a trench coat and fedora hat appeared, he had the same dark wings as Yuma, which left Issei scared. What is going on? Asked Issei. Well, isn't this obvious? I am going to kill you, disgusting creature, said the man. Who are you? Asked Issei. I am a fallen angel, the name is Donasek, said him. You a fiend? Asked Issei confused. No, I was once an angel who fell from heaven. Now I am having a good time killing disguising creatures like you, said Donasek. Soon he conjured a light spear, which pierced Issei and made him shout in pain. Arg! Scream him. Oh yeah, light is poison for your kind. Guess this is your first time dealing with this, said Donasek. The fallen angel soon made another spear of light, but unlike the other one, this was aiming at Issei's head. Don't worry, this will be over quickly, said the fallen angel with a smirk. The teen just look in horror as he cries for mercy. Am I going to die? Thought him. Good be devil, said Donasek, ready to kill, when suddenly. Bang, said someone from a distance, firing a great amount of power at the fallen angel. Bam. The fallen angel felt a great amount of pain, his wings were a mess, his left arm exploded as his back was bleeding. Aya. Scream him in pain. Asked Issei in confusion. What that F just happened? Who did this? Asked Donasek in pain. You're not supposed to be here, said a chilling voice with yellow eyes. Said the fallen angel confused. Get out of here, said the voice. The fallen angel opened his wings and then fly away, leaving an injured Issei behind. What is going on? Thougad Issei in pain. There, said the voice who turned out to be Makima, who was comforting Issei. Miss Makima, said Issei. Before he could speak he pretty much passed out from the pain. At the Hayadu household. Mr. Hayadu looked at the time in worry. It wasn't good for teenagers to be out this late at night, a devil could attack any minute. Where is that boy? Asked Mr. Hayadu. I think he stopped at a grocery store or something, he shouldn't be this far, said Miss Hayadu. He better come home quickly, he knows how devils are at night, said Mr. Hayadu with a point. Soon someone knocked at their door. Knock knock. Said Mr. Hayadu confused. The patriarch opened the door to see a young woman with red hair and yellow eyes, who was holding their son. Mr. and Mrs. Hayadu? Asked her. Yes. Asked the two. I am Vice Principal Makima of Koho Academy, I saw Issei sleeping on the park and decided to take him home. I thought let him sleep was better, said her. At the park. Rias was confused at something, the fallen angel was supposed to strike today. Issei would run and would activate the contract, maybe he tossed away or something. This makes no sense. I really calculated tonight as the day we meet eye to eye, said Rias. What do you think could have caused this interference? Asked Akino. I sense a fear devil presence, said Kaneko. So that was it, said Kiba. Maybe they attacked the fallen angel, and he flew away, said Akino. And Issei ran off too. Said Kiba. Makes no sense, I made sure that no devils were around this area, said Rias. In a sense we can never predict where those monsters are going to attack, they re-immune to our magic buncho, said Akino with a point. You're right, I should have predicted that, said Rias annoyed. Where do you think Issei is? Asked Kiba. I think he is at home, we will meet him tomorrow and tell him everything, said Rias. Yes buncho. Said the club. As they all flew away Rias couldn't help to think something was off. I made sure that there was no interruption tonight, what just happened? Though her. At the Hayadu. Issei was put in his bed, sleeping in peace while Makima was having a nice chat with his parents. Oh that Issei, he might be a pervert but he is just lovable, said Mr. Hayadu. Yes, he might be a bit creepy, but I can see the good in him, said Makima drinking some coffee. You're absolutely right Miss Makima, said Miss Hayadu. Please, just call me Makima. I am outside of work, I just want to have so fun, said her with a smile. At the Hayadu household. Issei waked up in his bed, he just felt he got hit by a car, after that weird guy with black wings attacked him he just remembered feeling intense pain and now he is back at his bed. Asked him confused. The teen looked at his stomach and saw no signs of an attack, he was now getting worried. 2 times in the same week. Am I going F-nuts? Asked Issei to himself. He just rubbed his face and looked at his reflection, he looked like he barely slept last night. I guess I need to start sleeping correctly, said him going to put his uniform. A few minutes later. Issei went to the kitchen to fetch some breakfast, his parents were there watching the news and reading the newspaper. Oh Issei, you re-up, said her. Mom, do you know what happened yesterday? Asked Issei. Oh yes Miss Makima saw you sleeping in the park and took you home, she is just the nicest isn't? Asked her. Miss Makima did that? Asked Issei. Yes, I don't know why would you decided to take a nap on the park, but it was getting late and you know that fear devils tend to attack at night. We are thankful for her being there and getting you home, said his father. The teen just looked at that in awe, he didn't remember falling asleep out of the blue in the park. I fell asleep on the park. Asked Issei. Don't you remember? Asked Mrs. Hayadu. The teen tried to remember but nothing was coming up in his mind, he just remembered going to the park, seeing a guy in the trench coat and dark wings and then it was over. I guess that happened, I guess that would explain the weird nightmare I had last night, said him. Well you better don't make this a habit, who knows what could be happen to you Issei, said her. Sure, said him. The teen sat down to eat his breakfast. He kept looking at his torso as he wonders if the attack was fake or not. But what about that weird guy, thought him. Issei just had a shiver down his spine as he decided to just continue eating his breakfast. His life was getting more and more confusing. Later that day, Issei was done with his class before lunch. He wanted to go now, but before he did that someone approached him. Issei-kun, can we talk? Asked someone. Issei turned his head to see Yudo Kiba, the so-called Prince Charming of the school. Issei hated his guts because every girl was in love with him. Oh, what do you want? Asked Issei. Can we talk? Asked Kiba. And why would I go along with you? Asked Issei. Because someone asked me to get you, said Kiba. Well, tell them no, I am not going to go along with you, said Issei. I am sorry, but I am not going to stop until you say yes. Please Issei-kun, I know you don't like me, but can you go with me for a few minutes? I promise it will be worthy. Issei wanted to tell Kiba to go to hell, but he looked around and saw all those people looking. If he wanted to look like a decent person he would pretend to get along. Later he could tell that Kiba wanted to talk and that was it. Fine, but I won't enjoy it, said him. Thank you so much, said Kiba. The two went off to outside of the school, much to Issei's confusion. So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for part 2. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and author Leonardo 18 anime on fanfiction.net. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.